forward. Right, so okay, today Chatur also joined with me because today we do a dual class. So Chatura and myself will do. So from one day by day, we will be adding new things. Right, today you also learning new things. So okay, and please apologize if I may be if I may be disconnected. So don't worry, I will join within 1 to 2 minutes because today there's electricity problem in my area. It's electricity comes and go, and it's another 1 minute it's come back. So that's what it's happening. So excuse me if I log it, but I will join, right? Anyway, I'm having my mobile data also. Right, so very good evening again, right? We are moving to the module 4 and day 4, right? Hope you can see my screen, then I will move forward, right? Today, this is our small agenda, but big learning today, even the agenda is small. Right, so we will reflect what we discussed last week, very within 1 2 minutes. And BIQ journey, yeah, we are discussing about the journey. And today we are touching the MNI flow, right? That is a 2 day class, but we will give you some brief understand about what is the AI tool, and we will try to do some activity with you to understand the concepts. And we'll at the end of the day we will discuss about what will be the next class, next week class, right? That is our small agenda. Right. So last week, very simply, we discussed about the CLQ, right? Cost of quality and cost of poor quality. And then the two more major things, right? 3 golden rules and 5 levels of BIQ. These are the actually number 2 and 3 was the important things we learned last week. And we moved into the 4M, right? We discussed about the one name. Right, here we go. Then we'll go through again. We will start from where we stop. Right, so, yep, okay, here we go. Right, and let's small recap from this is the one discussed 2 weeks before by Chatura, right? What is BIQ? A system to enable the process to detect, contain, control, and prevent errors. Hence, defects are not passed to the customer. So we are discussing about, we are addressing for the errors, right? Not for the defect. So if we eliminate the defect, so errors also get eliminated. So that is our co-understand about this one. Right, okay, here we go. For him, one of the most uh, conceptual understand about the quality, right? Last week we discussed about the man part. I think you can remember. You have a handout. I think you have a handout now because anyway we have shared with you. Please take your handout and please have a notes while I'm talking, and you can ask any question during the discussion, right? Okay. I'll recall the memory of yourself about the man part on the poem, right? In man, we discuss about there are 3 major things we need to be discussed, right? First one is the knowledge of the quality of the production. Second one, we discuss about the skill. What is the skill that we need to have? Actually, that the operator, the value-added person or the quality team person to have to perform their job. Right. Then we discuss about the another word called the competency. And the discuss, not only discuss, we go some definitions, understand of difference between knowledge, skill, and competency. And to get the, if we tell the competency, there are 4 things to be accomplished, right? 4 things to be in that competency world. First one is the safely, right? The team member, he need to perform his job safely, that means without any accident, and with the given quality, right? The accepted quality he need to perform, and he need to perform his job within the given time frame, or we call the cycle time. And the last most important thing is without supervision, right? Without supervision, that he need to be perform his job. So if we have this kind of a operator, we call the team member in the lean word. If we have the team member who is having this all these 4, we call he's a competency compatible, or we can competency. He has a competency of doing work. So that is the most important thing. Therefore, remember the percentage I mentioned last time. Anyone can remember the percentage I said, right? If our workforce, how many percentage if we need to have these competency employees? Anyone? Let's say if we have 100 people, how many team members should have?
60%.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Noan. You remember, right? 60%. If you have 60% workforce, I mean the operator, team member level, with this having this all four, so your operation is very good, right? You can eliminate a lot of problem. But if someone asks, can we have 100%? I said, yeah, it is better or good if you have 100%. But because of the turnover, right? People leaving, people coming and change the department, so it's very difficult to maintain 100% compatible competency people in our organization, right? But and it's take around 3 to 4 to 5 years. It's take for a person to become these four levels, right? For not the four level, the 4 point safely with quality, with the cycle time and without supervision to do their job. It's take minimum 3 to 4 years, but that also based on the criticalness of the operation, right? So anyway, Noah, thank you very much. At least try to make whether you have a 60% now. What I tell earlier, having the discussion before we start, right? From our Sinhala class, there's a gentleman who came from Bangladesh. We did the same thing. And so what he has done was, right, he evaluate all the members in his industry, his business, what is this capability, and he understood he has only 43% people who are capable, or we call the competitive people in his workforce. So what he has done is he has shared this analysis and this standard, and what are the conclusion and recommendation, what they need to do for their management, uh, for they need to what they need to do in next 2 years under the man part. So that he said the management also approved what his comment and the percentage what he have learned. So I think now they will be start to improve their people's capability or the competency. Because he has shared this with the management and the HR team, right? So that's a good thing. I think we are happy that at least 1 or 2 people try to implement what you are learning here, right? So that is one example I shared. So you also can start from tomorrow onwards, right? We'll move next one, right? So we will move to the next one is the second M, the method, right? Okay, man, we discuss about the man, what kind of a man or the team members we need to have to achieve zero defect or the best quality. Okay, now we will discuss about the method. What kind of a method we need to have to get the defect-free products or the built-in quality, how we can incorporate quality into our process, right? And here, because the standard work, that's what it's called, right? So in some people call STW, some people call STD. It doesn't matter. STW means standard work. STD also is standard, the standard worksheets, right? So that's two different ways people discuss. So I'm discussing myself and Chatura. We will call about the STW. STW means standard work, right? So any standard work, normally this standard works we develop for the operator, I mean the team member level, right? So that means in this standard work, there is a cycle time, right? There's a time that what we need to be achieved, and what are the sequence they need to follow, right? What sequence, and if they have any tag time, if you have tag time, don't worry about these words, right? Right, this is the cycle time on the tag time, and it should be the quality points, and there should be a sequence, right? And there should be definitely there should be a safety, how you need to perform your job with safety, and what are the quality points you need to be discussed or uh, what you call the focus to achieve the quality product and achieve the cycle time. So this should be included in the standard worksheet, right? So that means let's say one team member need to do a operation within 20 seconds, right? This standard worksheet should say what are the safety things he need to be followed to do the job without any accidents. That's one. Second one is the green color one is the most important thing. What sequence he need to do the job, and what are the things he need to be considered to achieve the quality, and how he need to perform the job. Okay, I will give you example. Please support me. Support me to develop a standard worksheet, right? So there is a job, all right? So Abdul, Saminda, please listen careful, right? There's a job. The job is you need to clean your face. You need to clean your face and your shoe, right? That is your job. But you have one piece of cloth. Using that one piece of cloth, you need to clean your face and you need to clean your shoe, right? Very simply, at the end of the deliverable, which should be your face should be without any dust or anything. Your shoe should be without any dust or anything. So that it should be the outcome. That is the quality level, right? How you do it? And give me a support. What action you do and what is the sequence? You have one piece of cloth and you, let's say you get only 20 seconds.
First I will face, then
Yep.
shoes.
Yeah, Abdul, go.
First off, clean the face.
Okay.
Other shoes.
The
Second,
issues. Okay, right. No one, any try, please.
Yeah, first I apply for the face, then
Right.
go to the leg.
Shoes, no? Okay.
So yeah.
Same. I think Amin and Samin, any different answer?
First, we will clean the fabrications before using the face,
Right.
and next we will clean the face, and next we will go to the clean the shoes.
True. Okay, right. So now, actually, it is very maybe maybe it's a stupid question I ask, but why you? Yeah, but
kind of
all of
tricky,
three.
isn't it?
Some, I mean, and I think definitely everyone's answer is the same. Then why you not clean your shoe and then go to face? Yes, sir.
Risk, risk,
Okay.
It's not safe.
because
Samin,
it's
any
not
try,
safe.
please?
It's not safe.
It's not
Okay,
safe.
safe. Anything,
You
any
might
more?
get dust. You might get
Yeah.
dust on your face.
Yes, definitely. No. Now, what should be the outcome? Outcome should be your face should be clean without any dust or anything, and your shoe should be clean without any dust or anything. So that should be the outcome. That's what a customer expected. Right. Now, everyone says, okay, first you clean the face, then you clean the shoe, then we have the right output. Our deliverable is defect free. Now, we have two actions, very simply, right? Now, what we change the sequence of the action, first we clean the shoe, then we clean the face. What happened? The dust or what you call the black color, right, dye or anything, it's accumulate on our face. Then face become a defect, right? Very simple thing what we have done. So, but in the second stage, we did both action. And the first stage, we did the same action. Clean face, clean shoe, clean face. We have not changed the action. But what we have done is we only change the sequence, right? So because of the right sequence, we get right quality product. If we change the sequence, even the same action, because of the wrong sequence, we get defect. So that is why it is very important to understand in standard work, we need to define the right sequence. Not only the actions, it should have right sequence to do the product without having defect or the error product. So that is why we need to develop a standard worksheet with safety and the right work sequence to deliver the defect-free products, and the cycle time, let's say it's a 20 second, it need to be done by 20 seconds. Simply we can tell, okay, clean the face within 5 seconds, clean the shoe within 15 seconds, then 20 seconds we done the work, right? So we have a right sequence and we have a right timing, then we can complete our work. So it is called standard work, right? So another most important thing, I think a lot of people not understand the importance of standard work, right? to train people to observe the process. They have not defined standard work, and people not work accordingly because without they don't have a standard worksheet. But every organization, I think 99% 9 organization, we have SOPs. This is not SOPs, right? It is not the standard operation procedure. It is going more deeper than the standard work, SOPs. And we are discussing about how team member does his work by element wise, right? So next is right. Now let's say if we want to take the defect-free product, or we call the built-in quality. Built mean we need to take the quality into the operation. Definitely there should be a standard work. Now you can understand what is the importance of standard work to take the quality as a built-in. So without a standard, we cannot build the quality into the process. So that is really important. Now, if you have this one, no worry. Okay, we'll ask from Amin. Do you have the standard worksheets in your company developed for every team member, every operation?
Yes.
You have, no?
Yes.
Then it has the time and it's at each and every element, quality points, safety points, everything there, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Noan, how is yourself?
Yes,
Abdul?
we also have for each.
Every operator.
Yeah.
Super, Nima. Good. Saminder?
Yeah, we also using that
Yeah,
standard.
right. Abdul, how about you?
Yes, also is.
Yeah, that is it display near the team member, or where is that document?
Display near to the operator.
Near. That means if
Yes, you can.
if the team member want it, he can take and refer.
Yeah.
Right. So, and if the team leader want it, he can take it and refer the document.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, good. Actually, remember the standard worksheet we define near the team member, right? But it is not a team member's document. It is a team leader document. Please remember this one, right? A lot of people think standard worksheet is a team member document. The team member need to see the document, observe, and he need to perform by looking at that document. It's totally wrong. A standard worksheet is a team leader, so we call in other words, called the supervisor's document, right? We are not discussing about the supervisor in this class. Right. Good that all of you have this standard worksheet. It's really nice, right? Really nice if you have it. Okay, we'll move into the machine, right? Now, 2 done. Go to 3. Third name is machine. And where we need to be keen about how we can develop our machine or maintain our machine to achieve defect-free. In any machine, the machine functions we discuss under the TPM. Right? TPM is total productive maintenance. Maybe you have heard it. So TPM is the tool that we use to maintain the machine. Right? In TPM, the goal of TPM is achieve 3 zeros. Please write it down. Yeah, this picture is there on your handout. But if you want further understand, please have a small note there. 3C, that is the goal of TPM, right? If someone asks why you do TPM, simple answer is achieve 3 0. What are the 3 zeros? No accidents, no defects, no downtime. Or we call, other way we call it 0 accident, 0 defects, 0 downtime. That is why we do TPM, right? That means by having the right TPM, right, we don't get any accident, we don't get any defect due to machines, and we don't get any downtime due to machine, right? That is why we do TPM in our company. So are you practicing TPM? Anyone, please? Please give your feedbacks. Are you practicing?
I do.
Abdul, you are doing, na? Okay, right. Amin, how about you?
No, not exactly.
Right, okay, right. So actually, I think I have not seen your organization, but I think it's better to concern about the TPM, because if you have more machines, definitely TPM is the key of productivity. Nuan, how about you? Nuan, Samin, I think you have.
Yeah, we are doing.
You are doing, no?
Yeah.
Nuan also same?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Superb. Good. Actually, at least you are practicing. It doesn't matter what level you are practicing. At least you are practicing. TPM is really, it's a game changer of the industry. industry, that's TPM, right? So in TPM, you can see there the second zero is to maintain the machine to get defect-free product, or we call that not leads to, that means machine do not lead to the defect. That means machine-related defects cannot be generated through the operation. That is why we need to have a right TPM process. In TPM, actually, I will give you, you can go through the internet. You can, if you don't know much about, go to the internet, go to the YouTube, right? There are a lot of things discussed about the TPM, and there are TPM courses are there. You can follow these courses in TPM. There are 8 key areas, we call the 8 pillars, 8 key areas discussed on the TPM, and there are 2 major pillars that you need to be function in your operation. It's must that these 2 area or 2 pillar called the planned maintenance and autonomous maintenance. But you need to follow these 2. Otherwise, definitely you cannot achieve defect-free product. Right? So please try to do it. So let's say, except other 3, you know this one, what I'm talking, right? Please go and see whether your people actually they are doing AMN, actually they are doing PM. PM mean plant maintenance, AM mean automation, autonomous maintenance, right? And there's another pillar called quality management in TPM. So they need to perform quality management also to achieve the zero defect. Right? The first 2 areas is the key, that means autonomous maintenance, plant maintenance, and the simultaneously we need to do the quality management pillar. Right? If you have these 3, yes, Abdul, you are going to ask.
My daily work is actually my work is to achieve my goal in time and with good quality daily
Okay.
basis.
Daily basis, no? That's the quality normally in the operations. Yeah, because you are on the quality, so you are also responsible for that part. Correct,
Exactly.
correct. So that is what we need to write in here now. If you are responsible for quality or the quality product, right? If there is no quality achieved in your process, now there are 3 things we discussed. You need to be focused. Please go and check whether the team members has a competency to do their job. And please go and check whether you have a right standard worksheet that discuss about the right sequence and the right steps. Then you can go and check whether your machines are get service and their timing and all these things are okay. So that is called the machine part. And the last part we call the material, right? If the wrong material, definitely we get the wrong output. If your material are defective material, definitely you will get defective product, right? So in material, there are few things to be consider to achieve the right quality. Even your people are very good. You have a right process steps. Your machines are very nice, right? They never generate any defect. But if your materials, that means the raw materials, if you have any defects or any problem, definitely there is a tend to get the defective products, right? So therefore, materials also play a critical role in achieving the quality. So therefore, what we need to check about the material, there are 1,000 things, there are 100 of things, but I mention here only 4. First one is the right size, right? If you have medium, large, right, extra large or something, let's say you have a packaging, you have a product should be in these ratios, you need to in the right product. Let's say you are making a garment, apparel. So if you need to be stitched the medium size, all your panels should be medium size panel. If you have even let's say if you in any large size panel, definitely your product get damaged, right? So the size is really important. Even let's say you have a bag, right? The bag in your production, you have a bag, so the packing medium, large, extra large or something. If you use the right packages, you will get the right product, right? So that is the size part. Therefore, please be keen about to maintain the right size at the right time, and there can be mix up. So we need to eliminate the mix ups of sizes. And the other one is color, right? It's really important, the color, especially in the color graded, what you call products. If you develop like the apparel industry, the printing industry, in the plastic industry, right? So these products, especially the vehicle also now, right? The color is really matter. If you have a color shading, definitely that's a defect. Even in the garment, you know, the one panel to another panel, if there's a color shading, right? So different colors, definitely it will be get rejected. Let's say if you buy a vehicle, so all your vehicle is blue color and one door has a light blue or it's having a shade. So definitely, you know, there's an accident or something happened, then they have replaced the door or something happened there or repainting, right? The color is really important. We need to understand those colors and the form or shape, right? Then we need to understand our product. Some products are shape out, right? It should be in the square, but there's a something happened because of throughout the operation, the form and the shape can be out from, so it's a defect product, right? And the behavior part is not the people behavior, material behavior, right? This is very critical in the operation. I know all of you in the operation because some products, right, some materials change their shape or forms because of their behavior. Behavior means, let's say, the shrinkages. Some fabrics, you know, in the apparel industry, except, I mean, all three are in from apparel. Our fabric get shrinkage, so that is the behavior because of the time and weather, because of the weather, because of the temperature, some raw materials change their behaviors. Right? So we need to understand these raw material behaviors, and based on the behavior, we need to make the product. Right? Let's say some example. Right? In the apparel industry, it is very famous, the shrinkage of the product. Now, when we stitch the garment with large size, right? Maybe within 1 day, 2 day, the fabric gets shrinkage, then the large garment become a medium size garment. So that is another defect. And in the apparel industry, you will see two type of fabric, right? One fabric is a mesh fabric and other one is the cotton fabric. So you know the cotton fabric has a stretchability and normal mesh fabric doesn't have stretchability. So if you mix this two different type of behavioral fabric, a lot of defects generate at that point, right? So when to understand this behavior of the materials, then we need to define the process and the standard worksheet, right? This is the next one. So now there are four. This is the input of 4M for quality. So that is why we need to understand very clearly. You need to know this 4M. Why? Our manager's duty, I mean, Abdul, our duty is not add value to the product. Please remember. No one. But we mean as a management, we need, our job is solve the problem. Not at, because we are not go and stitch no, any garment. And I mean not go to the floor and he is not packing any tea bags. No, that is done by the team members. Now our job is to solve the problem from morning to evening. What we do, solve the problem. How fast you solve the problem, you achieve the production. If you late to solve the problem, we are not achieving the right product. So what is our job? Very simply, solve the problem. To solve the problem quickly, we need to understand this 4M. Why? Because why is why. Because why? We need to know why this defect happened. Is it because of the skill problem? Is it because of the method problem? Is it because of the machine problem? Or is it because of the raw material problem? We need to know. We need to identify first. Then we need to solve the problem. Let's say there is a problem, is the team member doesn't have right capability, but we are going to adjust the machine, right? So it is not what we need to do it. Yes, sometimes yes, but 99%, 99 no. So we need to understand this problem because of this operator handling. We need to train the operator to do the right job. Sometimes, you know, in the industry, because of the pressure of the job, we pressure team members, right? We blame team members, we shout team members. But actually, the problem is not team member. There's a small timing, small adjustment of the machine, wrong adjustment. That is why this defect comes. If you know really what is the problem, where the problem come from, you can solve the problem within 1 minute, 2 minutes. Right? So therefore, the 4M understand is really good. You go to the Gemba means you go to the place where defect generate and check whether this is a man name or method name or machine name or material name. What is the reason for this defect? That is what we need to do first. Then if you understand, okay, it is from machine, now you solve the problem. You can ask 5i, you can use other tools if you go through the right M. Now, without knowing right M, if you ask 1000 of 5i, we will learn about the 5s within next 2-3 weeks. Without knowing the right M, if you ask 100 times 5i, you will not get the solution. Right? So therefore, all these 5i, like the competency level, what we discuss here, standard worksheet we discuss here, the TPM level we discuss here, and the material level we discuss here, you need to go and check before solve the problem. Right? Got some idea? One, Abdul?
Yes, yes. Good.
Okay, so remember
Yes.
for Monday, go and check it, right? Now the next one, I think most of people not heard the next one. It's called the 4P. 4P, I will tell you what is 4P. Before that, we will see what is 4P, right? 4P mean, right, that like 4M, what we 4M, there are 4 things we discussed. The M's we started from M. Right here, yes, okay, thank you. Now 4P works, now you know, in here mean, now this is the production stage. This is production stage. We do the bulk production. Before production, we fix our machine and we enable our team members or train our team members and we arrange all the raw materials to start the production, bulk production. Right? So in between these 2 stages, right, we do some activity. Now, what this here, this is the product development stage, you can see. Now, this is actually the production. Now, before production, you see a lot of things are happening. If you take the time taken for total product development, from product development to customer, you will see around 80% of the time goes to product development, not for manufacturing. Right? Manufacturing time is very low. Maybe it is 1 day, 2 day. But to develop the product, sometimes it takes 100 days. Right? So that means this is really critical. Where the quality engineering works here, quality control works here. Right? If we not develop our product in a right manner, we are not getting right quality product at the manufacturing. That is what we need to understand. That is why 4P plays a critical role in product developing cycle. Right? So we need to develop the product that can be manufactured in the bulk stage without getting any defects. That is 4P, very simple, right? Okay. And this stage we call QCO or SMED. Maybe you have heard it. Right? QCO, do you know what is QCO? Maybe you are applying, I think.
Yeah.
Something you are doing, no?
Yeah, we are doing QC.
Okay, good. How about you? You have good QCO. QCO mean you're changing of one product to another product. No?
Yes, so definitely we will do.
You are doing, no?
Yeah, we are doing.
Otherwise, definitely our apparel industry cannot run.
Yeah.
How about Abdul in Pakistan?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
No, if you do it, it's very good because I have good experience in Pakistan. No? Normally,
Yes,
normally
yes.
normally the standard of the apparel industry, if you need to change one product into another product, the time is 2 hours. That is the standard. Right? That means, let's say you are stitching a t-shirt, then that module need to be transferred into the, let's say, pant, trouser. The standard time is 2 hours. If you do this change within 2 hours, so that means you are very good. If you are not doing within 2 hours, so you need to consider that means there is an improvement. in your QCO process, right? Because I don't know actually how is your QCO time. If you think this is the standard for this is for the except so others, right? That's the standard. Okay, here we go. What is 4P? 4P is here are the 4P: pre-setting, pre-trading, pre-bulk, and predictability. Remember this chart not on your handout. Right? If you want, please write it down a small note there. Right? What is this for? This 4, if you achieve this 4P before bulk, I am guarantee you can reduce the problem in bulk stage by 90%. Keep my words, huh? Saminda, Nuan, and Abdul, if you have this 4P properly, before you do the QCO, right, you can eliminate problem comes at the bulk stage, you can eliminate by 90%.
Yeah, we have
It is not 30%, 50%, 60%, Abdul. It is 90%. I am telling this one based on my 14-year experience. Chatur also there. Chatur also
correct.
headed the quality. Chatur knows because he headed the quality in the cluster. I am headed the lean in the cluster. So that is why we work together. Right? But it is not just to show to customer or your management. If you do this actually in the operation, 90% your operation problem you can reduce. How about yourself? Because I don't know how about the tea industry, but I will support you in the later. Right? We will explain, and please give whether you are doing or not at the end after I explaining. Maybe you are doing this one in a different wordings, right? First
This
one.
4P, right?
Yeah. Okay. This is not the 4P in the
Let me-
marketing. Na? Marketing also we have 4P. This is the 4P in
Yeah.
manufacturing. First P.
Yeah. So
It's called pre-setting. Pre-setting mean,
Hello?
remember, right? Yeah, please.
hello. Yeah, you hear me, right?
Yeah,
Hello. Yeah, there's a bit of break on the voice, that's why I can't hear you what you're saying.
Okay, no,
Hello?
I asked because I don't have much of an idea about your industry, right? So maybe you are using this 4P with the different wordings. Maybe
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
telling
Yeah,
not 4P,
correct.
maybe another word you use it, right? So
Yes.
don't worry if you use the same thing in another way. So that is mean you're okay. That's what I said. Thank you.
Sure.
Right. So let's understand what is the first P. Right. First P is pre-setting. Pre-setting means like we need to ensure the machines and the production lines are set up to prevent defect during the bulk production. So that what is that mean? Before we start our new next production, next style, right? Next bulk, we need to set up our machines. And if you have a production line, right? We need to set up the machine and the lines that prevent defect during the bulk stage. That means we need to consider everything about the module, whether our module is right, the production line is okay, the sequence is okay. Like remember I said we need to clean the face and clean the shoe. So your operation should be, shoe need to be come first, face need to be come second. So that is why you need to develop your right production line. And all the machine should be set up. Pre-setting, you need to be set up earlier before you start manufacturing. After you start manufacturing, the mechanic cannot go and do all the fixing, typing, screwing, changing the machine part. They cannot do it, right? When you start bulk, no mechanic come to the operation and they do all the changes. That means research and experiments you can do, you cannot do at the manufacturing stage. All the research need to be done before start the manufacturing. So now that means when you start the production in a new production, please observe from somewhere what your engineering team does. If engineering team go to the operation production and they do all the changes, this one, that one, that means you have not done the pre-setting. Simple as that. Don't don't talk anything, just observe what happened. Right? That means then they will say, no, sir, we have done this one. Very simply, if you have done these things earlier, why you come to the module now and why you adjust the machine?
And in this stage, IE department and planning department also have responsibilities, because
Right.
yeah.
And actually, in our industry, it is not only the IE department planning. It should be done by the technical and the quality and the engineering and the team leader and the team member. All four should be there to achieve all these three things. You are right, right?
Yeah.
So these things, there's a SOP for 4P. If you go through the SOP, everyone's responsibility was there. What should be done by each and every people. Thank you. Good input. Right. So now if your machines and your layout is okay, and you need to be ensure when the bulk product start, no defect come from because of the module designing, or we call the layout designing, or no defect come from because of the machines. Then your presetting is done. Very good. Right. So normally we need to do these pre-settings 1 day or 2 day or at least 1 week prior to the bulk production. We need to test it. Each and every machine we need to be tested. Right? We need to manufacture 2-3 products and identify, okay, there are no defect generating through these machines. That's number one. Now then, after you set the machine, we need to start the training of the people. That means our operators, team members need to be trained for the new operation according to the developed standard worksheet, what we discussed like 10 to 15 minutes before. Right? So we need to train our people. That means before we start pre-training, our standard worksheet should be completed. Our machine should be set up, because our team member go to the setup machine and he do pre-training in that machine. That is the real right way of training. Yes, if you don't have a machine, you can, if you have another area of training people, doesn't worry, you can train people. Like in apparel industry, normally what we do is, right, we send these people into the training module, and 2-3 hours they get trained. It is also okay, right? But before training, there should be a standard worksheet should be there, because all these team members train according to the standard worksheet. And the quality level, now let's say the operator do the operation at the training stage, and then quality team check the quality. And the quality that they need to be performed in the training stage, it should be same as production stage, the vice versa, other way. The team member, the level that team member need to be perform quality at the production stage, the same way he need to perform at the training stage. We cannot tell, okay, now this is a training, it's okay, this quality level is okay, he will be improved at the production. No. You need to be trained people at the same level of quality what we expect from the production. That is called the pre-training. We need to train each and every employee before we start the bulk production. You need to have a process, you need to have a STW, you need to have a way of training, you need to have an evaluation of team member skill by IE and the quality. Then only he can work in a next operation, so next new product, right? If you have done pre-setting, if you have done pre-training, then start pre-bulk. What is pre-bulk? In pre-bulk means our operators, that means trained team members, they make product, right? It's a bulk product. They make actual product before start the actual bulk. What is this actual product in actual bulk? In the bulk stage, you know what is actual product. Same product with the same material, they need to perform in a sample or some area in that same speed. Maybe 1 hour they need to perform to ensure they can achieve the target, to ensure they can achieve the quality. Right? That is why we do the pre-bulk. Remember, in the pre-bulk stage, the production bulk not started, right? Maybe it's done tomorrow, our new style start, but today all the team members go and manufacture maybe 10 products, maybe 20 products, maybe 100 products. They manufacture in the real machine, real cycle, real standard worksheet. In where, so that is the place you can really understand whether machines are performed according to the stage and whether our people are work according to the train standards. That's called the pre-bulk. Maybe you develop, let's say 100 products. Yes, you can add these products into the final bulk, right? So in this stage, you can clearly understand what is happening in the real scenario. And if you have any changes, what you call, if you need to do any machine setting changes or any training, additional training, you can do in the bulk stage, pre-bulk stage. Right? Bulk mean, manufacturing bulk mean you manufacture bulk. No touch up, no training, no changes, no setting of machine, you just do the bulk. Right. When you do the bulk, then become predictability. What is predictability? Based on the bulk stage, we can assume, okay, if we do our product like this mean at the pre-bulk stage, we can assume when this team work in actual production, how much the team can achieve, what can be their quality level. And if there's any things we need to be changed, we can change it there, right? That is why I call the predictability. By having pre-bulk, as Nuan says or Saminda says, we can understand when we start the bulk, what can be our efficiency at the very first 2-3 days. It may be we can achieve the target or we cannot achieve the target. We can understand before we start the actual production. So that is why it says ensure product can be delivered to the customer on time with accepted quality with lowest cost. So in the lean definition, right, we can predict, okay, if our team members do this production like today mean like bulk, we can achieve this much of product. We can achieve this much of efficiency. We can achieve this much of quality level. So we can predict this level before we start the bulk stage. Now, what happened now in the industry, all this prediction, all this experiment done after we start the bulk production. Then all the research, machine setting, training, everything we do at the bulk stage, what happened? We are not achieving the targets. We are not achieving the quality. We are not achieving the what you call the finally the targets. Targets mean finally what customer expected level. And therefore, we are not achieving the cost. Right? You know, if the rework is there, as Satura said, more cost. Right? And you are not achieving there's a defect, more cost, and the productivity get low, people motivation get low. So finally, it is a high cost. Cost of quality get increase. So that is why really we need to understand about these 4 P's, right? Before we go to the, we have 4 minutes. Before we go to the break. So how about the understanding of 4P? What do you think about 4P? How you can use these 4P concepts in your real operation? Okay, please give your comments. If you do it, yes, we are doing, or if you are doing the level what I explained or not, please. Yes, Aminder.
Yeah, good
Please,
explain, Darshan. Actually, we are not doing in depth like this, so we can improve our QCO team.
Right. Okay. Thank you. How about Amin? Yeah, please.
Well, we do this sort of processes such as explained, like then regarding like the predictability, because most of our machines are standardized. So when we do our products, like it's more or less like, if it is a new packing design or a different sort of, packaging material is when like, it will become like, where we'll have to actually take a bulk production. So just to make sure the machinability and, how much of like, defects we will get. So otherwise, all of this, I think we follow it in a different version, like we call it line trials. And all of this is actually considered.
Right. So, but you are using different wordings, no?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
good.
generally, all these steps are there. We just call it a single word as line trial.
Okay, good. So if you have learned something from today, please go and check uh, whether you are doing in that level or not, right? Good. Nuan, how about you, please? Nuan, Abdul, how about yourself? Yeah, Abdul,
Yes,
please.
yes. We do of we do training of our worker before time, and we ensure the quality.
Right. So that means you follow the standard worksheet to train the people?
Uh, uh, I am also in
Mhm.
training worker.
Okay,
Uh,
good.
uh, s- uh, uh, Actually, depend to situation के
Hmm.
uh, agency is order.
Okay, right. Got the point.
Agency is order.
But I think you are not doing the pre-bulk. I have never seen in Pakistan doing the pre-bulk, but pre-setting, pre-training you are doing. Are you make around 100 to 200 pieces before you start the bulk? That's I don't think. No,
Yes, yes.
you are doing? Okay,
Uh,
if you are doing very good, but I don't think.
Washing
Partial you are doing.
washing
Okay.
batch is before PP meeting.
All
Uh,
right.
one 250 pieces is wash. All character is wise, washing wise, and sample is correct to
Okay.
CS is other is PP meeting start.
Okay, right. But the
Start.
thing is,
Yes.
Abdul and the team, we need to understand that this pre-bulk mean it should be manufactured by the actual production team members, not the product development center or not the method study people or no. This should be done by the actual team member who do the actual production. That is the pre-bulk. Otherwise, it become a sample or something. Right, okay. So,
Okay.
Nuan,
Okay. Sir, okay.
Nuan,
Yes,
how about yourself? How would you
we
say?
also do same way, but as you said, pre-bulk stage we are not doing properly.
Mhm.
It's depend on site set and
Right.
what we call that file run likewise, no,
All
but
right.
not exact pre-bulk likewise.
Okay, right. Normally the site sets and these things we
Yeah,
do it is early stage. This is the
yeah, site
last
set
part.
and file run also.
Yeah. Violent run also. This is the last part. Let's say tomorrow is our actual production start. Today we do the bulk, pre-bulk. Normally site set not done by the team members. No, it's done by the technical team
Yeah,
or
yeah,
team
yeah,
leader group. Right. So here it
yeah.
should be done by the actual team member. Let's
Okay.
say you have some team member who need to who is the one who do the side seam. The same team member do the
Yeah.
bulk stage side seam likewise.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, good, right? So if you don't have pre-bulk, don't worry, you cannot do the predictability. So pre-bulk and predictability go hand by hand. So that is the most important part, right? So okay, so good. I think thank you very much for sharing your practices, right? Whether you do it or not, right? Doesn't matter whether you don't do it. That is why you come to this class, this session, and understand about the BIQ and what are the techniques and tools that we can use in our operation to improve the quality. Actually, that is the purpose of doing this class. So that's the purpose you are joining this class to learn it, right? Okay, here we go. We will. Take a 5 minute break. It's my time is 28:57. So we will meet up at in Sri Lankan time, 9:02 in Pakistan time, 8:32. Okay, we'll have a break, 5 minute break. Thank you.
I hope you all can hear me and see the screen.
Yeah, we can see. And
All
we
right,
can.
super, thanks. Right, so we will start with this slide, and I'll be covering most of my time with this slide. So like now when you learn everything, like even last 3 weeks, and also when you learn our next few classes in future, you will, you know, see how you need to implement this lean quality into your system, right? The way how you incorporate the lean quality mechanism into your business. So the whole philosophy, the mechanism is covered under this slide. I will explain, you know, this slide in detail, and you can stop me and, you know, ask any question like you did it in last sessions and also with Darshana. So I will let me check the laser point. So here, this slide in this area, what I have mentioned here is these boxes. The process is like in any other business, like in tea industry, in apparel, or, you know, any other manufacturing or service industry, you have a process, right? Any business, if you take like I want to, you know, mention the same thing, the whole, you know, manufacturing and service, you know, the supply chain in manufacturing or service, you know, depend on input, process and output, right? You have, you know, you make anything you know, by sourcing and, you know, delivering it to the customer. So this process is there, right? Anyway, we have to have a process to, you know, deliver whatever you make. So there we need to have M&I flow, material and information flow. So you have to incorporate this material and information flow into your system. When you learn everything about this M&I flow, you will be learning, we will be, you know, drawing M&I flow in, you know, we will start today onwards. We will learn this from the, you know, scratch. We will learn basic, you know, symbols, and, you know, we will, you know, gradually learn everything in detail. And in this process, you have to have your team, right? In your process, you know, there are people, there are, you know, team members from team member level to GM level or whatever the hierarchy. You have a team to, you know, make this process a success. So for that, you know, especially if you talk about the team member level, you know, in ground level, we have to have, you know, people who run the business, make, you know, people who, you know, do the ground level work. You have to have this skill matrix. So in Darshana's session, he, you know, spoke about the skill, knowledge, and competency. Here, when you map all of your, you know, team members' skill matrix, you know, skill in, you know, taken into your a paper, we call it a skill matrix. Then you know where your team stands, right? Darshan asked, you know, the competency level percentage of your team. So it should be 60% at least. So you know where you have to improve. If you don't know your skill level, your team skill level, you don't know where to improve. Basically, you have to have that understanding. So skill matrix is there to understand your capability in your fraternity, and then develop your team to, you know, meet the next level target, and then go to the next step. So likewise, you have a, you know, team, and then you have to have that skill matrix to run this process, right? That is the first step. So, you know, throughout this, you know, slide, you can see there are, you know, black color boxes and, you know, numbers. So I'll be explaining this, you know, sequence of, you know, implementing built-in quality from process 1 to process 5. So we talked about this process 1. You have a process, and you know, draw your M&I flow through to that process, and, you know, keep working on it. So that is the first step. The second step, like I mentioned, you have a team to work on this process, and for those team members and to your team leaders and group leaders, you have to have a standardized worksheet, STW, STDO, whatever you name it. So STW process is there to, you know, run your team members. You have a process, you have a team. To run that team, to run that process, you have to have that STW. So that is why we need to have this STW. You will be learning this STW in this Certified Lean Quality Performer program as well, and also you'll be learning, you know, in detail some of the, you know, extra knowledges in our expert program as well, our second program as well. So that is the second process that you need to build, that you need to set up in your implementation plan. Then when your team is, you know, performing your process, obviously, you know, there are, you know, they will be facing problems, right? If you don't have problems, that's kind of like world-class manufacturing. We don't see that kind of processes are there, especially if you talk about world-class manufacturing as well. They face problems, right? Every day they face problems. So people face problem. To highlight those problems, you have to have this anden process. Anden is another Japanese word. We'll be talking about this anden. I think you have heard about this anden in phase 5 as well, when you learn about the BIQ phases 5. And you have to have this anden, right, to highlight the process. Anden is a signal, right? Think on that angle, and then is a signal. It can be any type of signal, but highlight that those problems, the people who face the problems, you have to have a mechanism. So that's why this and then process comes into play. So that is the third process, third step that you need to implement, right? Then you have to have a mechanism, or can be it can be various type of mechanism to solve those problems. If you don't solve those problems, you are still there, right? So you have problems, people face problem, you have a mechanism to highlight those problems, and you have to have a problem solving mechanism as well. So that is where you have to have your problem solving concepts, problem solving tools. You have to teach your team to identify problems, solve problems, because you have a system to highlight the problems. Now with the and then, now you have to educate your team to solve the problems. So the fourth step is problem solving, right? There can be reactive problem solving. I have highlighted this in two orange boxes: reactive problem solving and proactive problem solving. Darshana, in his last slide, he mentioned about 4P, right? Especially when you talked about 4P, we talked about proactive problem solving before we hit the bulk, before we hit the mass scale manufacturing, your business. You have to understand what are the future problems that you face when you do the bulk manufacturing, and then you tackle those before you go to the manufacturing or go to the service, real service. So those are proactive problem solvings. You will be learning those some tools you can use for those proactive problem solving. Especially we will teach you how you can practice FMEA, failure mode defect analysis, when we step into our future sessions, and also our expert program. So that is proactive problem solvings. And then reactive problem solvings, when you see, now I talked about people are facing problems, there's a system to highlight the problem, and then you have to have react, you have to react to those and then solve it, right? So reactive problem solvings are many types of problem solving tools are there. Before that, in this probably next week you will be learning 7 quality tools, or after next week, 2 weeks time, you'll be learning 7 quality tools. I need to clear this out. 7 quality tool is not a problem solving tool, it's a problem highlighting tool, right? So to you have and then it's a problem highlighting tool, a mechanism. Then you need to understand where the problem and how big the problems. So problem 7 quality tools are also problem highlighting tool. So reactive problem solving, you need to you need to learn 7 quality tools, and also we'll be teaching you 5Y, 8-step problem solvings, A3 in our certified quality expert program. And in this program you will be learning YY also. So the fourth step is problem solving, right? Then you can do error proofing. That is again proactive problem solving, like we discussed previously, the future problem solving. Your manufacturing or service, you can see there are recurring problems. You always face this problem many a times, and you still facing that. For those, you have to have error proofs, error controls. and control mechanism. So for that, you have to have this fifth process, error-proof process, where we call it Kaizen, continuous improvement practices. It can be a 1 day error-proof session, can be 5-day Kaizen session, or it can be a project or a A3. So you solve those recurring problems or a business need, and then you won't face that again. So that is the fifth process. And obviously 5S is your base, 5S is your foundation. So when you learn everything in throughout this certified lean quality performer program, this is you can refer this slide when you once you complete this program, and also certified lean expert program, and also when you implement everything, you can refer this as a guide. You have a QMS, and you can implement MNI flow into that. Again, I am reiterating it, and the STW has to be there. Before that also, you can make a skill matrix to identify your fraternity, the skill level, and improve your team members or your group leaders skill level through the skill matrix, and then implement and then a mechanism, and then problem solving. I couldn't highlight this TLGL program. So here TLGL box, team leader and group leader. When when there's a problem, you use the and then system and you solve the problem, right? But here team members are not the people who solve the problem. There is a a one level hierarchy is there to solve the problem. That is why we call them as team leader and group leader. People who manage a small team, or one or two teams. So you may use them as supervisors or executives, or it can be any name. So this team leader, group leader process has to be there to solve this problem. If not, while team members are performing their job, they can't solve the problem, right? If they try to solve the problem, the production is stopped, the service can be stopped. So you can't have that, right? While your production is ongoing, you make a small adjustment, you see the problem is there, you stop it, correct it, and you try to find some solution to to make that problem fixed permanently. So that is why this team leader and group leader is important. And then the error proofing, and then 5S. So that is how you need to implement this lean quality management program. I hope you clear on this. If not, you can ask. I just need to, I will ask one by one, because we have only 4 people. So how about you? Like, are you guys confused, or is it clear enough? What do you think?
Is it clear enough, Chatur? Actually, we can understand.
Good. Thanks, Aminder. How about the rest? Nuwan, Amin?
Yes.
Abdul?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes, clear.
Yeah, it's clear. All good.
Okay, thanks. So I'll be moving into the other slides then. So the first step, like I mentioned here, the first step is to draw the MNI flow. So the MNI flow is the backbone of this process, implementation process. If you have this MNI flow implement correctly, you can work on it. You can it is a a live document. When you have this MNI flow, a material and information flow, it should be a live document, and you are working with that document to adjust, implement, improve it day by day, and throughout your manufacturing. So the MNI flow, you will be learning this MNI flow from today onwards, but most of the in detail versions you'll be learning in our expert program. But we will be when you complete this program, you can implement it in your process, and you can start seeing some results also, the content that we cover in here. So step 1, we draw the MNI flow first, and then we have to identify the boundaries, draw process steps and quality gates, and connect quality references. So we'll be covering these the first 4 steps in this certified lean quality performer program, and we'll be learning the rest of the 4 steps in our expert program. Include data tables, FTT, Yamasumi, first time through Yamasumi. You may have heard this in other programs or in your day-to-day life, the Yamasumi. It is another Japanese word where you balance the production. If you have a team to run the production, you have to balance their work cycles or their capacity. So Yamasumi is a tool to balance that team members' capacity according to your output. So we'll be learning the quality Yamasumi here, not the production Yamasumi. You may have heard, especially Abdul and some in the Nuan, you may have heard Yamasumi, line balancing in in your day-to-day life, the production Yamasumi, but not the quality Yamasumi. We will be learning, you'll be learning FTT Yamasumi as well in here. I hope you may have not heard about the quality Yamasumi before that, and identify flow loops, and then identify QSM, quality supportive matrix, and identify green board. So that is the first step of in this MNI flow, and then again STW, the 5 steps of this implementation. So that is how this whole process works. Then so this is one MNI flow which Darshana, when he worked with one of the Pakistan manufacturing facility, he has worked on this MNI flow. I think Darshana, if you are here, you can add something how you have improved the process. Yeah.
Right, so good thing. This is actual MNI flow we pasted on the wall. You can see the date also, right? So 2024 March 5, that means last year. Because I work in Pakistan for almost around 2 years in the company called the Interloop, right? So this is actually the simple MNI flow done for the fabric manufacturing, right? Not for the sewing, right? Sewing plant, because they have 2 different production areas. One is fabric manufacturing, other one is the normal stitching, right? So garment manufacturing. So what happened, because they are if I give the number right there, when we do this MNI flow, what the things that you are learning from now onwards, when we do actually what is the problem they had was, right, so they have a huge rework in the fabric manufacturing process, right? So remember, you can understand, if the garment manufacturing, if the garment is a one product, right? If you want to rework only one garment, like let's say if the fabric manufacturing, if you reject, it's a one lot of fabric. One lot mean it may be 10,000 kgs or like 20,000 kgs is the one lot. If you reject, you need to reject all the lot, right? So if you reject the one roll, it's maybe the 50 yard, right? 50 yard one roll. It's not like a garment. So that means it's huge cost if incurred in the fabric manufacturing process when we compare to the garment stage. So what their problem is, their rejection and their FTT means first time true, or the other was called the defect rate is very high. Literally it is very high. Then they asked me, Darshana, we have a problem with the process, so can you do the lean, and can you support them to improve this process? Okay, I said no problem. Then we work with the team, right, the lean team and the operation team. When we map this MNI flow for their fabric making process, right? Then what we realized was their FTT was, right, it's called the rollout FTT. Their FTT of the last stage was 47%. Very right. That mean, what does that mean? So let's say 50%. 50% mean if they produce one fabric roll, 2 fabric roll, one roll get rejected. That's called the 50% mean. If they manufacture 100 fabric roll, 50 fabric roll get rejected. You can understand the cost incurred and you can understand the process. It is not easy, as I mentioned earlier. Manufacturing fabric is far difficult than manufacturing garment, right? So it was 47%. their pass rate, let's say the pass rate. Then what we do is we implement the BIQ. The same thing you can see MNI flow of the web from the center to the FES, finish fabric, right? That's called the FFS. Add this date and you can see all these things are there. Then we make this MNI flow. And there are some tables below. You will learn this one in the next 2-3 days. And you can see in the left-hand side, some quality supportive metrics are there. So something are there, right? So we did this one, MNA flow, and we did this BIQ we implemented. Then within 2 months, 47 FTT become 68, right? You can understand that. Very simple word. If before start BIQ, if they manufacture 100 fabric rolls, 50 roll rejected. Now after 1 month, after 2 months, it's become 68%. That means very simply the numbers. If they manufacture 2 fabric roll, only 1 fabric roll get rejected. So you can see the improvement of quality within 2 months if we apply the BIQ, right? So you can imagine the savings, right? You can do the calculation of the saving. Their daily manufacturing capacity was 40,000 yards. Right, so now we should do the calculation and understand how much reworks we reduce, so how much profit they gain, because just implementing the BIQ in their fabric division. So that is the wonderful example, true proven example of getting quality improvement through this small tool, right? So that is Chatura, you can continue, please.
Okay, thanks for that, Darshana. So I also want to highlight one thing. So when you implement this MNI flow, when you are in the process, if the process is really difficult to implement, once you implement this, it can be one question that can solve the problem. It can be one quality gate. It's the quality gate is there, but your implementation is not there. The question that you ask is not there, so that you don't see the result. But when you implement this, when you monitor the result, when you ask that question, you see a drastic improvement, right? But when you have a like let's say 80% FTT, you have to have a better mechanism to identify problems through 7 quality tools, and implement fundamentals through problem solving techniques, tools to take that number into next level. So that's what Darshana mentioned. The number is very important. Numbers are very important when you are in manufacturing especially, and this MNI flow can take your manufacturing into next level, right? So what are the basics of this MNI flow? I'm not going to highlight all the things, but the important points I'll be covering. So MNI flow, now and when you draw the MNI flow, we will have a small activity to do the MNI flow today. We will draw with one simple tool, so that you can learn everything here. But the purpose of this tool is to visualize the process and then support problem highlighting. So if you don't see the problem, you won't be able to solve the problem, right? So if you know the problem, you know where to attack. So basically this will support to highlight the problem, and then you can work on. And then you can draw this MNI flow in your high level manufacturing, in your service, and also in detail level as well. When you start the practice, when you start implementing built-in quality, best thing is to take small processes, highlight the problem area or your focus area, and then start drawing there, and then implement everything, the first from step 1 to step 5, and then take it as a model to implement everything into your manufacturing or your service facility. So you can draw it in your high level or any levels. That is one thing. And the quality gate, we'll be discussing how you define a quality gate. Especially remember this: any point which takes a decision to flow the material. So now in this M&I flow, material and information flow, materials are flowing, right? If we talk about manufacturing, materials are flowing from input to output. And then in service as well, your service start from, one point to a customer service point. It can be, the first starting point can be a call, customer call. And then you make something, you do some Excel works, you do some something in your software, and then when they take the next step and you go to the next approval or something. So the first step to the last step, then when you make the decision, when there's a decision making process to a material flow or to a service flow, you can define it as a quality gate, the decision making process, right? So you can see how it works when we draw the real M&I flow. And then it's a combination of process mapping and flowchart. I'll show some of the tools that we use to draw this the process flows and also flowcharts. And this is basically what is about the theory behind M&I flow. So this is one kind of a material flow. This we call it VSM, value stream mapping. Basically, this value stream mapping is always there to help the high level leaders. So it kind of a bird eye view. So in your manufacturing facility, if you want to see how the whole manufacturing works, you have to have this value stream mapping. Especially the general managers has to have this value stream mapping if they want to improve the facility. Like a business, if you are a manufacturer, if you are a service, if you are heading the business, if you service something, if you manufacturing something, you have to have your basic lead time, right? Let's say a manufacturing facility takes 7-10 days to complete the process. So GM has to have that understanding. If your service takes, let's say, a customer call to set up a new telephone line, if customer ask through a call center and you take some process, and once the facility is set up, it takes, let's say, 3 days. Your service GM has to have that understanding. So lead time is one important point. So that is why I mentioned this as a bird eye view or 30,000 square feet above level view, so that you know where to attack. And then the base, the main the bottlenecks to flow the materials. So value stream mapping is one kind of a tool, especially the high level teams are using to improve the process. This is how it looks like, a sample. And then this is the process map. So process map is, if I talked about value stream mapping, now this process map is kind of a tool where you map a small process. In value stream mapping, we talked about the lead time in days, in weeks, but here we discuss this process map in minutes value. It can be seconds, it can be hours. So small processes we consider to map using the process mapping tool. And then this is another tool, a swim lane. We call it swim lane, especially when you're in service, when you're not manufacturing anything, you do everything through emails, through approvals, through your intranet system, through your any kind of softwares. You have to have this swim lanes, because why we need why we call it swim lanes. In swimming pools, you have swim lanes, right? In let's say Olympic Games. So one lane is only for one person, one swimmer. So this one swim lane is only for one department, or it can be one task. So that is why we call it swim lanes. So in swim lanes, in services, you especially work with multiple departments. It can be parallel activities, it can be interconnected activities, can be sometimes backward or it can be forward. So swimlane has to be there to map your process. So that is why this swimlane model is really important. And you will be learning one tool called Bizagi. And this Bizagi tool is, you know, a very important tool where, you know, most of the, you know, high level companies, especially if you talk about software development, I would say if I'm here and if I want to, you know, draw one thing in Pakistan or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, I can do it in, you know, here as well. So basically, to understand the requirement gathering in, you know, software industry, this Bizagi tool is heavily used. And, you know, in world class manufacturing, this Bizagi tool is there to, you know, map everything. I'll show some example, and then you will be, you know, you will have an understanding how big this tool is, right? So this is MNI flow, another type of MNI flow. Right. So we talked about the implementation, the BIQ implementation process, and then we talked about some of the examples and some of the theories of MNI flow. Now we need to, you know, we are going to start drawing the material and information flow. So the symbols are, we are using only these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tools, or else you will be, you know, using another small symbol. So 6, 7 symbols, that's enough to, you know, draw the material and information flow. But there are, you know, advanced symbols as well. We will be teaching those as well in today. But from, you know, to understand everything, we'll use only these symbols. And I'll explain how big the Bizagi tool is. And then we'll be using some, you know, one tool where you can use it online. It's a free version. And we will have because we have, you know, a few people from, you know, different countries. We will use MS Excel, Microsoft Excel, to understand and draw how everyone can, you know, share it, right? So the symbols are material flow. You have to use black thick arrow to, you know, show the material flow. Information flow, we use dotted arrow with red color, right? This is the material flow symbol, and the process is a square. Don't worry about these two, you know, lines within the box. You know, simply consider it as a box that is to draw the process. And then inspection or the quality gate, this symbol. And then document, this is the symbol that we use for document. And database, again this symbol, right? And you can use Microsoft Excel. I will, you know, simply, you know, explain how hard and how simple these tools are. Microsoft Excel is kind of, you know, manual tool. You can use it, you know, without a doubt, but it's a bit hard to use it to draw the material and information flow. Microsoft Visio is bit simple. It's, you know, most of the Microsoft team are using Microsoft Visio. And then Bizagi is the advanced tool. It's a business process modeling notation, BPMN. As I mentioned, you can use it anywhere in the world. And there are advanced techniques as well. I will show those to you. And then today we will use draw.io. We can simply use it. It's a free version to you know, understand how these tools works, right? It's another, you know, small AI tool. So, you know, you can expose to those techniques as well today. So I'll show how this Bizagi modular notation works. Hope you can, you know, see this, like in a, you know, if you consider Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Visio or draw.io, you have a start symbol, a circle, right? That is the only symbol that you can use in those tools. Symbol is a, you know, start symbol is a circle. But when you come to Bizagi, you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 start, you know, symbols. Within the start symbol, there are 7 options that you can select. Especially, let's say, in service sector, the start point can be a, you know, a timer, right? Timer in the sense today by 7 a.m. in the morning, your process starts, right? It can be a system, it can be an intranet system or your software, or else when the example that I mentioned, if I want to implement, or if I want to set up a new internet facility in my home, I call the facility the service provider, right? So the telephone call can be a start point. So likewise, you have 7 starting options in this tool where you can use it when you draw the mapping. This is the basic one, is the non-start, then the timer start, message start. Message start is kind of an email. Sometimes in manufacturing as well, when you get the production plan, then your next step start, right? When the first process step is the production plan, then you work on the other steps. So it can be a message start, the signal start, conditional start, parallel multiple start. So there can be any starting point, starting option that you can use. Again, in task, this one, the process step, there are another 8 options that you can use in Visagi: user task, service task, receive task, send task. So likewise, there are plenty of options that you can use it in this Visagi modeler. Try Google it. It's not free, but you can see how it works. There are videos you can refer. There are Google blogs you can refer. It's a nice tool if you can if you can learn it. I got a chance to learn this tool back in 2017. It's a nice tool, and if you can learn that, if you can input that into your resume, that will be bigger, a greater advantage, right? So try exploring those tools as well. So Visagi modeler is a next level process model tool. So MNI flow symbols again: material flow, information flow is this red arrow, documentation is in this symbol, database in this symbol. So the next version of these symbols are, so I mentioned gate, the quality gate is in this symbol, process step, and there's a small bullet point: don't have SOP or STW. If you don't have a standardized work or a standard operation procedure, you can use this basic square. If your process is defined, if you have a standard operation procedure or standardized worksheet, you have to have these two lines within your shape, right? So I think you can distinguish the difference, right? So the difference is that if you don't define the process, the normal square, if you have defined the process, 2 lines is there. And then in this quality gate, this is the normal quality gate, but in your quality gate, if you have a STW, if you check the previous process, you input another square within that shape, or you make this shape like this, like can draw it, right? Or when you're using the already setup tools like Visio or Visagi, there are symbols that you can use it directly. And then define process, check quality before pass. So this is the third version of this process step, right? So you'll be learning when you go into expert program, you'll be using these symbols in our expert program, but not in here. But I'm just highlighting these points because you have learned VIQ 5 phases as well last week. So define the process. You have a defined process and check quality before pass. You are checking the quality before you pass it to the next operation or next process. Then the 2 quality symbols inside the box with the 2 lines. Define process, check quality before accept and before pass. You check before accept and also before pass it to the next. So this is the 5th level, right? So these are the symbols that these are the advanced symbols when you draw it you can use these. If your system is, if your process is, standardized like this way, you can use these. And that is how it works. So if you have any question related to symbols or the tools that we're going to use, you can ask. If not, now we can use this draw.io to how to see how it works, right? Team, I hope you're okay. If you're okay, you can go to your Google browser, any browser, go to Google and type draw.io. I will type it in the chat box as well. Are you there with me, team? Saminder, Abdul, Nuwan, Amin, did you able to use it?
Yeah.
Okay. How about Abdul, Nuwan, Amin?
Yeah, clear.
Super. Oh, did you able to go to Google and get this window, the draw.io?
Yeah, I got it just now.
Okay, super.
Yes.
Super. Now, I'm not, trying to, spoon feed you, right? It's, you can see the symbols. You can start, drawing it, right? It's very simple. I'm going to show you. You can, we will give you a, small activity when you go, which you can do it in your, when you go to manufacture your facility. So let's see that as well. But this is the start point. You can use it, and then you can use this square shape for to mention there's a process step. You can type it here, the start. It can be let's say I'll take an apparel example because 3 people are there from apparel. Let's say production start, right? And then this is, let's say, heat transfer operation, the first operation, okay, right? And then there'll be a quality gate, let's say heat transfer check, right? Likewise, you can start drawing it, but I have taken symbols from your left window, right? There's a small window. I have taken all these symbols from the left window, but I can make this I can use the arrow as well, and use it to connect these processors, right? You can see it in the screen as well. I can use it to connect these symbols, and there's a advanced version of this tool as well. You can just simply keep your cursor on one of the symbol that you have taken, and then it shows 3 arrows to go up, go forward, and then go bottom. You can simply keep your cursor on top of that arrow, and then you can select the next symbol, right? Let's say I want to input another process step. Then I don't need to use this arrow, it straight away come without without any effort, right? And then I can start typing, and then you can use this if you want to use a quality check, or and then if you want to stop the process, you can do that. So it's just very simple. You can use it, and then this is the, let's say I'm going to use this as a database SAP, and you can connect it to this, right? And then let's say I want to input another paper document. I would say this is heat transfer check sheet, right? And then I want to connect that to here, right? Here your information, this is an information, right? So I've made a mistake, so it has to be red arrow, right? So you can change it, edit style, or else I can use the same. Where it is. So you can use a dotted arrow, right? So likewise, you can draw it, right? I hope you're using it now. If you're using it now, you're okay. If not, try using it. How about Abdul? Did you able to try the symbols with the arrows and everything?
Yes.
Good. Nuwan? Did you able to try it? Nuwan, Saminda, and
Yeah, I
others?
also trying.
Good.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
So you can use Excel as well. Excel is a bit hard. Microsoft Visio, if you are using a full Microsoft program, you can just download it. If you're not familiar with Microsoft Visio, Visio is also a good tool that you can use to draw a MNI flow or draw flow chart. And Visio is, I would say Visio is best tool to draw flow chart and then use it for standard operation procedures. In standard operation procedures, flow chart has to be there, right? So that you can use Visio. That is why it compatible with Microsoft. Compatible in the sense it's in the one system. So you have a Word document to complete the standard operation procedure, and in that same system, Microsoft, you have a Visio. So you draw the flow chart and embedded into the Word document. So when you draw when you write down an SOP, you can use Microsoft Visio to draw the flow chart. That is the best combination. If you want to draw any MNI flow, you can use this draw.io because it's simply freely available. And if you want to learn it into advanced level, use it Bizarre. You can use to any type of document. Swim lane option is there. This flowchart option is there. The MNI option also there. So you can use it for any application. So try it, and let's move back to the presentation. Try using these symbols and try to define your process. Try take a small process and draw it, right? So that how it works. Okay, I'm going back to the presentation. Give me a second. Right. Hope you can see the screen with the presentation. Right. So draw the MNI flow, and we will use I have given some advanced symbols as well with the process step and the quality gate. So use these basic symbols to draw the process that you're going to draw. The beauty of this program is actually we are asking to you can learn this small techniques and implement in your business, right? Try to implement or try to draw, try to take one or two process steps and use the draw.io to draw the material and information flow of that process, right? So that you can start working on it. It's not the ideal way to implement it. The ideal way is to identify the focus area, as I mentioned. You can use that as well, the step from 1 to 5. Identify a focus area and then draw the MNI flow. You can use that as well, and if you want to go with the flow. So try developing an MNI flow using these symbols, and so the activity is also aligned to that. The next activity is you can use these symbols and draw from entire manufacturing or entire service. Since 3 of are in apparel and then Amin is in tea, you can consider your industry, specific industries, consider RM to finish good. Or if Amin, which part of the business are you in? Are you in manufacturing or are you in front end?
Manufacturing.
Super. So you can consider. So you can consider the entire manufacturing, right? So you can consider the tea harvesting. Oh, you don't need to
No.
consider the harvesting. Sorry.
No, not the harvesting. We'll be like, we'll be value adding. No, it's like the tea comes to us. From there
Okay.
onwards, the tea bagging process and so on.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
You're doing the value adding process.
filling and packing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you can consider the RM input, the T input point, and then you can consider your value adding processes, and then bagging and everything, and then labeling, then finish good, or you unload the loading. So consider that the entire manufacturing high level. In high level process, I would say consider the department level process. Let's say RM warehouse is one process step, one process box in when you draw the whole manufacturing. And then let's say cutting department in apparel, take it as a one box, one department, one box, right? Likewise, you draw the entire manufacturing and also take one small process. Imagine you take cutting process in apparel, you take cutting department, and from cutting department you take the input and output. You take the cutting input from RM, and then the output goes to the sewing department. So you take that box and then elaborate using the M&I flow. And for Amin, you can draw the same for the entire manufacturing, and then take let's say if you can you can take any, I would say for us to understand, bagging process, or you value adding, let's say labeling or whatever. So take that small process and then elaborate it using the same tool, and then try to define the quality checks, the data connection, the information connection, everything, so that you have a practice, you can learn how you can use this. So that is the activity. This is not a assignment, but you can use it to get some hands-on experience to draw an M&I flow, and then you will be learning M&I flow, because this is the heart. And then if you know how you use the symbols in your process, you can learn everything in very simple way, right? And before I wind up the session for today, so these lean quality terminologies, we are learning these things every day, right? We have now learned about Jidoka, the built-in quality, the Jidoka pillar, STW, SWS or STD, and M&I flow. We learn about M&I flow today, quality supportive metrics. You have heard about it, but we will learn more about this quality supportive metrics in our next sessions. In station quality, I think you learned about this in last class. Green board, you have heard about this today, but you will learn more about this in future sessions. Cost of quality, quality control, quality assurance, quality engineering, and all these non-highlighted points. In your future classes, you will be learning everything with not just theory, but also with an application as well. And then SQDCM, you have learned about this in 2 weeks before. 3Ws, we talked about these 3Ws, what, who, when, 8 waste, cost of poor quality, and then as well. So that's about today's session, and you will learn 7 quality tools in next class. And if you have anything to ask, and if you have any feedbacks for us, you can share.